In this Sunday's Gospel, Jesus uses a phrase that has stuck with me. Salt is good, but if salt has lost its saltiness, how can you season it? Have salt in yourselves, and be at peace with one another. Jesus utters this after exhorting his disciples to turn away from temptations to sinful behaviour. They are being called, as are we, to a distinctive lifestyle, a way of being that is recognisably different from others, that is, to use his term, to be distinctively salty. I came to think about this and to ponder what it is that we Christians do that makes us distinctive. What is it that marks the Christian out as different to those who perhaps are not of faith? And I came to realise that this distinctiveness, this saltiness, is underpinned by an activity that I sense we perhaps sometimes take for granted, and that is that we pray. Prayer is the central element of worship, the defining activity of faith. You can spend as much time as you like mulling the nature of God, how the world is composed, and contemplating the ethics and morals of the world. But it is through prayer that we enter into a relationship with the divine. And as Christians, our particular faith saltiness is embodied in the fact that we pray to a person, in Jesus. And it is into a relationship with him that we are called. I have just spent 2 weeks working within a military community, and on my last day I met a gnarled old battle axe of a sergeant, much respected by the men under his command, although I think the better word might be feared by the men under his command. Nonetheless, I asked him what he thought the most important thing that the church could do for him was. And after a long pause, he looked me straight in the eye and said, "Father, I know that you spend time praying for me and for my men. We might not have the time to do it, we might be in battle, and on top of that, some of us might not know how to do it. But it encourages me to know that whatever is going on in your world, you will do that for us. And more to the point, you know how to do it." It was a timely reminder to me not to take for granted the core activity all Christians are expected to do, that is, to pray. Each morning, the clergy of the parish gather at St. Mary's to pray together. It sets up our day, beginning each day with the ritual of structured prayer, known as morning prayer. And in that time, we pray for the people of the parish, the people of our communities, and those of the wider world. At that time, we pray for you. We pray for your day and that you will find the divine in your daily undertakings. It's not an exclusive activity. Anyone is welcome to join us. But irrespective of whether anyone does, I do hope it provides some comfort to know that whilst you might be battling with sorting out the school run, negotiating the morning traffic, or whatever other activity you're engaged in, the church community will be taking time out of its day to pray for you on your behalf. It is prayer that makes us different. It is what makes us salty. It shapes our Christian identity. And of course, while the church may make a point of praying on behalf of others, this doesn't prevent you from doing so as well. When you're happy, and also when you're sad. When you're afraid, also when you feel confident. When you're sick, but also when you are healed. We can pray in supplication, and we can pray in thanks. We can pray in recognition of the glory of creation and also despondency at our disregard for it. All of this can be shared in prayer, and it's really what being a Christian is all about. And in doing so, we are made free, released from frustration, from anger, from selfishness, from envy, and from spite. Made free to be who God calls us to be. That old battle axe of a company sergeant reminded me that we need not overly worry about many of the worries that plague the church, about resources and money and the like. As Christians, all we need to do to fulfill our purpose is to pray. And so today, and in the days to come, I invite you to take those few short moments out of the day, either at the beginning at 9 or at the end of the day at 6, knowing that the clergy of the parish are at that time taking time out of their days to pray with and for you, the world, and for its concerns.